should see it, right?
Wow, the question looks like an essay.
Yeah.
Okay, help us. You want to read or you want to say what about this question?
I also can read it. So you have managed a project to write and publish 7 books. A team of contributing writers from your client's organization wrote the book's content. 6 of the 7 books are printed and distributed. The 7th was just sent to the printer, and the project closeout work has begun. While walking through the office, you overhear one of the writers mentioning that she made extensive use of an online source of information for the sections she wrote. When you got back to your desk, you do some spot checking of this writer's work and discover that quite a bit her text was copied word for word from this information source. You are unaware of any existing agreement authorizing the use of this material on your project. What do you do?
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
walking through the answers, not looking at right and wrong, from bottom to up, call the
Hmm.
printer and cancel the last book that has
Hmm.
just been sent. Notify your project stakeholders immediately. Ask the writer what else she has copied and see about getting approval from the owner of the plagiarized information. Or
Hmm.
is it A, since the books have already been printed, there is no use reporting to anyone?
Hmm.
So,
Okay. All
mm,
right. More of ethical part, right?
yes.
Mm, mm. Okay. Okay. So who wrote it? I'm reading the second sentence in the question at the top. A team of contributing writers from your client's organization.
Mhm.
Client's organization. Client organization wrote the content. Okay. Okay. Printing is gone. Last stage. So what you are saying is call the printer and cancel the last book that has been sent. Okay. Okay, but yeah, I see that you see that issue and you want to stop it. But by stopping that, can we solve the problem? Uh, I'm trying to see that. Okay, what is your thought process in this answer?
Mm. So my thought process was exactly call the printer and cancel the last book that has
Mm,
just been sent.
mm,
Um, Walking through the question again, this is exactly my biggest problem in the exams, is not
mm,
reading correctly because in the question, it is
mm,
exactly not mentioned in which book the text was copied from somewhere else. So
mm,
it can be the 7th book, but can be also the 3rd book that is already printed, no? So it is not clear mentioned which book.
mm,
Most likely the text are copied from somewhere else.
mm.
So this D is wrong.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but a bit of ethical question also. But the last but one line says, you are unaware of any existing agreement authorizing the use of this material on your project. So did they got authorization? Do you have rights to use it? We are not aware of it.
Mhm.
So honestly, without seeing the 4 answers, you will tell that guy something wrong here. We need investigation.
Yeah.
Right. That's going to be there. But let's look at which one is the closest answer which help to move forward. So D,
Mhm.
you are saying that call the printer and cancel the last book. You also gave a thought process. We don't know which book they added this content.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's give a pass to listen to any 1 or 2 people in this room if they have a different thought process here. Does anyone want to share your thought on this question? Any thought process? C, D, A?
Yes, Shri.
Hmm.
Uh, Actually, for me, I thought D is the right answer, but reading the last line, I
Hmm.
would say maybe it is A because there is no proof that the online information is copyrighted.
Hmm.
So might be that could be the reason why the answer A is right. So nowhere it is informed, nowhere it is proven that this information is already a copyrighted information. They said it is an online information. It could be open source as well. So we never know.
Open source, okay. Okay, that's one thought. I like that. Kartika, you have something.
Yes, though the option one or A it says right, but it's a little ethical edge actually. Even we are not sure whether we have the agreement or not. So mistakes might have been done. We should report it. It says do not report since it's already done. It's not ethical.
Maybe your mic, you're pretty close to the mic, I believe. You want to say that A is good or A is not good?
That no, no, that's not right. A mistake is done. There's no point in saying don't report it, right? We should report it at any time. We know that there is something wrong.
Yes. I'm also jumping in that comment here. A is a big problem for me because as a project manager, what you not do is do nothing. And this is exactly in A what I'm doing. I do nothing.
How about answer B?
Yeah.
Are we sure she copied only that particular, not she or he, did only that portion? Should we really understand the root cause where it happened? But again, we don't know, right? So, but where the problem is, the last but one sentence says, you are unaware of any existing agreement authorizing the use of this material. If that's the case, why not C, notify your project stakeholders that something like this is happening, at least raising an alarm. Or let's see this way. Okay, we are handling an issue now. Okay, let's take one step back. Okay, one step back. When we write a book like this, in a book writing, what could be the risk before you start the project? What could have been a risk in the project? Content would be a risk.
Yeah.
Don't we have a risk management plan for this kind of situation? In the risk management, should we thought that when such kind of things happens, what action to be taken? Should we talk to the person who wrote the book? Or should we inform some key stakeholders? Should we stop the printing? Should we move forward? Do we see what is a high risk, low risk, and moderate risk? Based on that, should we make an action?
Yeah.
Right? It should not be on the last minute, right? It should be something should be already in place.
Okay. Okay. I think now I got it because as you discussed it from the risk point of view, you're right. It is a passive acceptance.
Could
No,
be.
it's an active acceptance.
Could be. Or you can argue back. No, Shri, I'm ethically this way. I will report it. But have you discussed this as a risk already? Yeah. In a book writing, content is a problem. If I have not even thought about it before I start my project, I think I'm somewhere something wrong for me as a manager. We are talking about the passive acceptance, right? When you say passive acceptance, it's a low risk where in this kind of a book, see,
Yes.
as a book we are seeing, we don't know what book it is. Maybe a children book, maybe a healthcare book, maybe a sports book, maybe a car driving book. We don't know what book it is. You will argue with me, no, Shri, is a passive acceptance. What is passive acceptance? We already know this risk will happen. If it happens, it's a passive. We'll accept it. No, Shri, it's an active acceptance. What is active acceptance? I will argue back. It's a copyright content problem. I'm going to stop this printing. Yeah, it can go both the side. I'm not giving an answer here, but I'm trying to make us to think ourselves. How do we see this as a risk when I thought about it before when I start the project? But still, I like the point Karthika mentioned here. Whatever something has happened, there is no use of reporting. I think that is something not really a great word to say. No use of how do you know it's no use of reporting? There could be something, right? You should report some people. Something has been copied means, yeah, you have to keep people informed. If at all somewhere the answer says we already know this risk and it is a passive risk, yeah, then it is fine. Still, something like this happen should be reported. Okay, let's see something on understanding on the explanation. How the explanation is helping us. Determine if any materials belonging to the other company have been copied. Uh-huh. Determine. Okay. The fact that the other company has gone out of business does not necessarily mean that it no longer owns intellectual property. Once you know if material from the other company has been copied, you can develop a plan to move forward. I'm seeing a bit different of thought process here in the explanation. Really tricky question.
Shri, for us to know all these details, at least option B has to be the right one. Get more details what she has copied.
I felt so.
Or he or she has copied.
I feel so.
But the thing is, they're directly jumping into a solution later on, right? But getting approval from the owner of the parallelized information.
That's too
So
early.
that's not matching here. Like exactly in the A, if you remove the second one, there is no use of reporting. That is not matching with the first thing.
That's where the problem comes, I believe. How about answer
Yes.
C? Notifying the stakeholders. Will it be too much? It'll give panic mode.
Yes.
Yeah, without much background analysis, what will
Without
you
much background analysis. Yeah, that's
should
true.
give more information to them.
They will come back with more questions we are not able to answer. So
C puts in panic mode. D, yeah, that alone will not solve the problem. B, I cannot tell she made this problem and start talking to the owner. That also is not a good thing. That's why they're going for A. That's a way. All right. Good for bringing this question. I allow the team to think more on this. I don't see a straight answer right now, but I'm trying to see from 2 points of view. One is stakeholder management, other one is risk management. If we go one step back before come to a issue handling, I will see how as a manager I should have handled this stakeholder earlier on so that I no need to overhear this. My team member should have shared the information to me directly. One. Other one is I would see that as a manager, I know that books publishing means content is a big problem. For this content, what could be a risk handling already in my place? What all I would have done? From that direction, I would see that. Good. Thanks for bringing this question. Let's allow this question to think. What I do is put this question in the group. Let's see how people are thinking.
yes.
Let's trigger the thought process in the group.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I know time is running for me.